Yeah, so as Christian said, I'm here to share Mardi Gras with the island. It is my favorite time of the year. It's basically just a huge party in New Orleans. And so, let's start it. Just to give you like a little bit of background about Mardi Gras and the history. It's a European tradition, and the French really enjoy it the most. It's Mardi Gras means Fat Tuesday in French, and it's the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday, which is the beginning of Lent. And Lent is the 40 days prior to Easter. And so during those 40 days, you're supposed to fast and sacrifice something. And so Fat Tuesday is when you get all your eating, drinking, and merriness in for Lent. And so they have Mardi Gras all over the world. But I'm just going to talk about New Orleans Mardi Gras. So the first Mardi Gras parade, that's kind of like how we know it today, was Comus, and it was in 1857. And it was kind of just like they call themselves a secret society. And so they kind of had like this surprise parade, and the whole city just like went wild for it and thought it was great. And so other societies kind of caught on to it and also had parades. And they made the official colors purple, green, and gold. I think purple is like royalty, gold is power, and green is faith. So those are the official Mardi Gras colors. And so the main attraction are the parades, obviously. And the carnival season starts like the beginning of January, and there's about 36 parades leading up to Mardi Gras Day. And so, and most of them happen like a week before. So like right now, it's like crazy in New Orleans. Like there's nonstop parades, and it's so much fun. Yeah, and so just kind of like break down the parade. Each parade, it's like their own crew. And so it's all their own like little, they have like membership. So it's like little clubs. And they each have their king and queen. And so that's the Zulu queen. And they all the royalty have like their big headdresses. And yeah, it's kind of the more called the boring floats. Because it's just like, they kind of just like throw one beat at a time. And you kind of wait for the riders who are like these kind of people who just like dump tons of beads on top of you. It's a lot of fun.
That was a Mardi Gras.
Oh, and then in between you have kind of like these guys. These are kind of like the dance teams. These people are like really popular in New Orleans. They're called the 610 Stompers. And they just go the whole parade. One parade, it's like, I don't know how long it is, but it's like 6 miles, and it takes like 3 hours for them to do the whole route. So these guys just like pretty much dance and have like choreographed dance moves the whole time. They also have like high school bands, drummers, and like high school dance team stuff too that are in between sort of the riders. So we'll kind of go into the main Mardi Gras parades and like the bigger ones, just kind of give it an overview. So this parade is Rex. This is the oldest riding parade. It was actually the second crew to have an actual parade. The first one doesn't do parades anymore. So these are like, this is their 136th parade. So that's pretty cool. So they have a bunch of like tradition, and the king of Rex is considered like the king of carnival, because this is like the Mardi Gras parade. Yeah, and they have a bunch of traditions like this white calf or cow. It used to be, back in the old days, it used to be like a real white cow. They would parade the streets, and then they would slaughter at the end for their big party. Yeah. But now it's just a float, so it kind of like represents what it used to be.
Slaughter the float?
Yeah. And this is Zulu. This is an all African American Mardi Gras crew. Back in the day when everything was segregated, African Americans had made up their own parade and their own crews, and they still do it today. They have these, this is like gold, Mardi Gras gold right here. Like if you get a Zulu coconut, like you made a real good connection with like the person on the float to like give you coconut, because like not too many people get these. Like I've never gotten a Zulu coconut. But they're pretty cool. Back in like the early days, these were like handmade, and they were kind of expensive to make. And so African Americans back then couldn't afford that, so they just found something cheap like coconuts and painted it and they come out to be really cool and like one of those prized things of like in a Mardi Gras parade, which is pretty cool. And this is one of the biggest parades. This is the Saturday before the Tuesday of Mardi Gras, and there's 3,000 riders, and just these grandiose, large, just light up, just like it's a big, big spectacle. And the coolest part about this is that they have a giant after party in the Superdome, which is like where our NFL team plays, and it's 20,000 people, and I've been to it. It's so much fun. They literally have the parade go through the Superdome, and they like pretty much dump beads on top of you because this is the end of the route. So they're just kind of getting rid of everything they have, and it's kind of bizarre too because everyone here is dressed up in like formal wear, like you wear like a tuxedo, and like girls wear like floor-length gowns. But like you're carrying an ice chest full of beer and like a box of Popeyes to go watch a parade. And then they usually have someone performing. I think it says this year they had Kiss and Flo Rida performing. I think when I went it was Mr. 305 Pitbull. So that was wow. That was a good time. And then Bacchus is the second largest parade, and they're kind of the same thing with the night parades with like confetti spraying everywhere and LED lights and these fancy detailed floats. And the coolest thing about them is that they always have like a celebrity as their king. And so they have like Anthony Mackie was last year, Hulk Hogan was a few years ago, Will Ferrell. This year it's kind of like a no name. I don't really know who it is. Sometimes a good one, sometimes it's not. But yeah, this is the Sunday before Fat Tuesday. So as you can see, like they pretty much by the time it's actually Fat Tuesday, everyone's like so tired and kind of hungover that they're like can barely even do Fat Tuesday. It's a long haul. So it's just kind of some of the things that you could expect to see or expect to catch from a float. Obviously the beads here, and they always have like these weird like giant, like the beads just get bigger and bigger every year. It's get obnoxious like this. These are called doubloons. They're kind of just like little coins. That's mostly what those royalty floats throw out. Those are called doubloons. And then you get a bunch of stuff like frisbees, a lot of cups, and then these spear things pretty popular too. Just anything that like the people on the floats can like feel like they can like just chuck as far as they can. Like a lot of Nerf footballs too. That people just like throw as far as they can out into the crowd. So it's a lot of fun. This is like where a parade would come down, and so you might hear the term like people in New Orleans say, "Oh, you're on the neutral ground side or the sidewalk side." So like this is like the sidewalk side, obviously, and then what everyone else in America calls a median or like the grassy part of a freeway. For some reason we call it neutral ground. I don't know why. It's one of those weird New Orleans things. And also these ladders are kind of controversial because the city's trying to get people, trying to ban people from bringing them. But they've been around. People are just so used to setting up their Mardi Gras camps with those ladders where they actually little kids sit up on top of here, so like they're kind of above the crowd catching all the beads. So I don't know how safe that is, but I did it when I was a little kid. Yeah. So here we have some typical food that you normally see from Mardi Gras. Yeah, jambalaya. Jambalaya is for Louisiana people. Like if you're having like a big party, or you know like it's gonna be like 100 people there, you just make a big giant pot of jambalaya. That's like the easiest thing for like a big crowd. And then crawfish. You'll see some crawfish boils out on the Mardi Gras parade route, just because crawfish season starts usually the same time that Mardi Gras is happening. And then this is kind of a weird thing that happens during Mardi Gras. It's called king cake. And the bakeries only make it during carnival time, which like I said earlier was beginning of January up until Fat Tuesday. And it's kind of like a cinnamon type of bread with icing and sugar on top. And they put these plastic babies inside the cake. So yeah, so you don't know and where the baby is, and there's like different rules. Like they say, oh, whoever gets the baby. Oh yeah, Laura has a baby. If you want to look at that, yeah, Laura got the baby, so she was the king of the king cake. Yeah. Normally, people I know that could queen. Yeah. People I know, if you get the king cake, you have to buy the next king cake. I mean, if you get the king cake baby, you have to buy the next king cake.
Oh, that's a
Yeah. So you kind of like don't want it, but
It's okay.
Lauren? Yeah, I'd be surprised if you can get a king cake down there. And then Popeyes, for some reason, I think it's just because if you're looking, you're like going to meet someone, someone's party on the parade route, it's just something easy to go get. It's Popeyes, you know, everyone loves chicken, it's easy finger food, and there's a bunch of Popeyes like on the parade route too, so Popeyes become a Mardi Gras staple for food. And these guys are really cool. These are Mardi Gras Indians. They don't ride in a parade. They kind of do their own thing where there's like tons of different tribes, like 40 different tribes. And it started out where African Americans were, back in the day when they were kind of oppressed, not really allowed to express their culture. They kind of went around this way by dressing up as Indians, but still secretly using their African traditions and dialects. And they do these intricate beatings. They make these things all year long. They have to make a new one every year. It's become a competition between the tribes of who's the prettiest Indian. And so, yeah, you can't wear the same outfit. They'll know, like they'll make fun of you if you wear the same thing. And so there's like all kinds of themes they put on there, tell a story. I was actually going to put on a video. It kind of, I think it's a documentary, like a preview for a documentary. And they'll kind of explain what they're all about.
mean I'm gonna tear your ass up.
Well, the beans is the same. So in the past, the beans were just pick one.
Once you get that in your face, like a marathon. So, that's the new water.
We can't wear the same shoe again. Because as long as we know, I'm not just doing this because I feel like there's a purpose behind it also, you know. The African Americans that lost their lives in slave trade, the natives that helped African Americans get free, and vice versa, you know, there's a lot of that going on, and that's how we continue. You know, so we've been honest to them.
The thing is truth is spirit. If they would have known what we was doing as black people, they would have broke it up a long time ago.
But we've always had to mask certain things in order to be able to practice our culture. Because, as you know, the oppressor didn't allow us to keep our culture. And we're expressing in certain codes and signals and in terms of secrecy to express what our ancestors did.
I love Indians. We sew, we sing, we talk about Indians. That's all we do around here.
Nice and have fun. We compete against each other with need and place instead of killing up each other.
This is a nation. This is serious business.
So basically, what they kind of do is that they'll, on Mardi Gras Day, they kind of all meet up somewhere, and then they'll just kind of peruse around the neighborhood, singing and dancing until they run to another tribe. They kind of like face off each other, to kind of show off, you know, what they made the whole past year. And when they say like, we won't bow down, don't know how, it kind of means like, because when they face off, they're trying to get the other chief to bow down to them. And it's like, oh no, we're not going to bow down to you. And it's kind of like a mantra for New Orleanians that like, you know, we won't bow down, we won't like cave under pressure, we rise up above it. So I thought that was pretty cool. They're pretty cool guys. So just like a little survival guide, if you make it to New Orleans and come see me for Mardi Gras. I think like the biggest misconception is that Mardi Gras is like this raunchy like party. I can't say more than that. But really, you can make Mardi Gras what you want it to be. I mean, if you want like that kind of party, that's not even like on the parade route. It's like more the French Quarter, like up there in Bourbon Street. I mean, there's people there. If you want to party with them, that's cool. But I like going just like along the parade routes. Like one day, I literally started like from the beginning and just kind of met different people along the way and just like hung out at their parties and watched the parades go by. And that's what I think is the most fun. But like I said, all the bars have parties too that are a lot of fun too. That's what, if you don't want to do the parade route. But definitely be prepared to walk a lot. It's definitely kind of like, I think most people have been to the festival. It's kind of the same idea. Have a backpack, you know, water, snacks, just be prepared. Make sure there's like a good bathroom. The best thing is like if you know someone that lives on the parade route or like is renting a condo there, where they can just like go in and out, use the bathroom, they just have some food out. That's like the key, the key thing. Avoid certain areas. I would say avoid the interstate right here, just because people come in from out of state, and the gangs here are kind of territorial about certain people or see someone they haven't seen in a while. So you just don't want to be around that. Just hang out there. I mean, I've been there, it was fine, but yeah, just stay like in this area and up here. Yeah, like I said, bring a backpack for your beads, get that like, you know, whatever you want to drink in your backpack. Hydrate, you definitely, I mean, especially if you're going to be out there all day. You don't want to be, you know, the tourist that's like slumped on the road. Someone has to help them. Make a costume. A lot of people dress up for Mardi Gras, especially on Mardi Gras day. Just like, it's almost like a Halloween, just like whatever costume you want to come up with. Definitely wear a costume. And take advantage of